There's a few things that I always say to new families who are just starting this journey. Because I've been doing this for 30 years, and a lot of things have changed in 30 years, but a couple haven't. One of the things is that the plan changes, and so it's important to be flexible. The plan always changes for the benefit of their child, and that can be scary when you're in this process to have changes, because immediately people assume something bad is happening if we're changing things. But every child is different, and so every course is going to be different based on what's best for that child. So the plan changes. The second thing that really hasn't changed in 30 years is hurry up and wait, and then wait some more. You wait for tests, you wait for doctors, you wait for appointments, you wait for scans, you wait for procedures, you will do a lot of waiting. And in a society where we expect immediate gratification, that can be very frustrating for families to have to wait so much. So I try and right from the get-go say, things are going to change. You know, we're going to tell you what the plan is, but it's going to change, and you're going to do a lot of waiting. And finally, you know, this is a roller coaster ride they didn't buy a ticket for, and they just really have to hold on. They don't know when the dips and the curves and the peaks are. They just have to hold on until the ride comes to a complete stop. And there will be highs, and there will be lows, and there will be turns and twists, but they're not on the ride alone. We're all here to support them, and you know, we're sorry it happened to them. There wasn't anything anyone did that caused their child to have cancer, or anything they could have done to prevent it. Parents always search for that question, and that's frustrating that they'll never know why them. Yeah, unlike most parents who had no choice about this, we adopted our daughter knowing that she had cancer, so we chose to be parents of a child with cancer, and so that's a big difference. And you know, for me, I had a certain level of comfort. Obviously, I had worked with all her providers for years prior to her diagnosis, and my husband, on the other hand, tells a different story. You know, he, at her 5th birthday, said, "I never thought we would see this day," and I looked at him surprised, like, "Really? You took this baby thinking she was going to die?" You know, just made me love him all the more, but still, you know, he is not as entrenched in the pediatric oncology world as I had been, you know, just vicariously, and so he had a different perspective of our whole journey with her, and tends to probably worry more than I do about some of the little aches and pains she comes up with. Although, you know, the longer she is out of treatment, the less panic he is about, you know, what does this mean? Is the cancer back? Is this something, you know, else? My daughter, Libby, was diagnosed at birth, and so she's 10 years old now, and I have a certain place in my heart for the infants and toddlers who are going through treatment, because we know that there can be late effects and long-term effects from the chemo that they go through, and you know, knowing that most kids, the developmental milestones they have reached prior to diagnosis are sort of the foundation of their growth and development, and it's the subsequent milestones that can be affected. You know, my daughter had no milestones, so I had worked as an early intervention specialist, so I did a lot of things for her and with her during her treatment and afterwards. You know, I tell parents I don't know that it helped, but I know it didn't hurt, and so far so good. You know, she's in 4th grade and a straight A student and seemingly well adjusted, but you know, we haven't reached those teen years yet to really see how things play out, but